Royal Enfield Himalayan 411 is officially dead. It's gone from the showrooms, replaced by the high-tech, liquid-cooled 40 horsepower Himalayan 450. On paper, the new 450 destroys this old bike in every single category, but out here on a gruelling 10-day tour through the high altitudes of Bhutan, I started realising something. Royal Enfield didn't just update the Himalayan, they transformed it into an entirely different animal. And that leaves adventure riders with a massive dilemma. Do you hunt down a cheap second-hand 411, or do you drop the big bucks on a shiny new 450? Today we're cutting through the hype to give you the absolute truth. The 411, it's a tractor. It only makes 24.5 horsepower, but all that torque is low down. You can lug it in second gear at walking pace and it just chugs up anything without stalling. It's unburstable and stress-free. The 450, the new Sherpa engine, is a high revving beast. It makes 40 horsepower, but you have to rev it to get the power. It wants to go fast. The truth, on the highway link roads, the 450 leaves the 411 for dead. But when the road completely disappears and you're navigating technical, slow-speed terrain, like these mountain passes in Bhutan, the old 411's lazy, chugging nature is actually easier and less tiring to ride. It's an old-school, air-cooled single, a basic frame, simple cables, analog clocks. If something goes wrong in the middle of nowhere, a village mechanic with a hammer and a pair of pliers can probably get you moving again. The 450, ride-by-wire throttle, riding modes, a full-colour TFT display with integrated Google Maps and a massive radiator. The truth, the 450 tech is brilliant until it isn't. When you are hundreds of miles away from a main dealership, there is a distinct mental comfort that comes from riding a bike as mechanically basic as the 411. So if you've been following the channel for a while, you might realise that this is one of the only Royal Enfields that's escaped me up until now. The Royal Enfield Himalayan 411. I've been riding this bike for the last 7 days, up 4,000 metre high passes, down to flood and mud-ridden low valleys, and put this bike through an extreme test. And I'm going to ask the question today and try and answer it for you. Is it worth buying a second-hand Himalayan 411? The bike had 24,000 kilometres on it when I first started riding it, and we have travelled through some extreme conditions, including some severe potholes at high speed, and the suspension has coped with it very well. And of course, centre pegs are a saviour when it comes to a big pothole, and you can see it upcoming, so you can just stand up and avoid that sore butt. But yeah, this is old suspension, coping very well. I have grounded out the bike a couple of times, and today was the first time I actually scraped the foot peg, or my foot probably, on a corner, and that really scared me. I didn't know that I was leaning that far on this bike. An 800mm seat height, I normally struggle with those. Because this suspension is quite soft, as soon as I sit on the bike, it sinks. Whether that's because the bike is old or whether it's because that's what it normally does. But it's not really caused me a lot of problems. And the weight of the bike, 109 kilograms, it is quite heavy, but it does hold its weight down low. So for cornering, it's cornered really well. I normally get noticed for having chicken strips on the back tyres of my wheels. I am really pushing to the limit of these tyres. You can see that I have no chicken strips today on this bike. I am severely leaning this bike around the corners at high speed, and it's handling very well. I'm very surprised. Because the 411 is discontinued, the second-hand market is flooded with clean, low-mileage examples at absolute bargain prices. You can buy a used 411, completely fit it out with luggage, crash bars and upgraded suspension, and still have thousands of dollars or pounds left over for actual travel compared to buying a stock brand new 450. So what's the ultimate truth behind the dilemma? It comes down to where you ride. If your idea of adventure involves long highway miles at 120 kilometers per hour just to get to the trails, buy the 450. It's the modern bike you need. But if your adventure is about exploring the back roads, slow-paced touring, and having a rugged, simple companion that doesn't care if you drop it, save your money, find a clean, used 411, embrace the chug, and use the leftover cash to fund an epic trip, just like the one I've just had in Bhutan. Do me a favour, I've started a new travel channel featuring my 10-day adventure on the 411 in Bhutan. I would love it if you took a look at T's Moto Adventures. I'll put a link in the video description. We eventually bonded. It does struggle up the hills a little bit, and I am struggling to keep up with those Honda NX500s, but it was my choice. I could have had the Honda NX500, but at an 835mm seat height, where this is 800 and this is a Royal Enfield, of course I decided to choose this bike. So here we are, 3,700 meters above sea level, I'm being told, and we're up in the clouds, as you can see, and everybody goes at their own pace, which is kind of good. So nobody's pushing each other to go fast or slow. You know the grid reference where you've got to go to, and everybody just goes at their own pace. And this is the first time the Himalayan 411 has been beating the Hondas, because I can just go through the slippery bits and the muddy bits a lot easier. But yes, here we go, the second highest peak in Bhutan. Considering you can pick up one of these in England between 1,800 and 2,600 pounds second hand, my God, what a lot of bike you're going to get for your money. So would I buy one of these second hand? Yes, I would. A question for you. Would you take the old tractor or the new rocket? Please let me know in the comments below.